I'm taking the distance communication that we were doing yesterday. Is there a time period where enough is enough? Because we sat there for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, we felt really good, really positive about the things that the images that were coming to us. But, you know, could we sit there for another 15, 20 minutes? Is an hour too much? Is there a point where Sunny Horse is going to look at me and go, enough? Go back to your life, I'm going to go back to my life, and we'll touch base next week.
So you're gauging is what it is, you're gauging, and some of the animals won't like it if you go in and out. Oh. So if you're taking too long to write, you'll lose them. Okay. Because they'd be upset by the fact that you're kind of looking over here and chatting to somebody and then getting back to you, and then chatting to somebody and then getting back can be a little insulting. So you're feeling, am I doing that? Am I taking too long? Are they losing patience? Is the question inappropriately phrased? Do they not understand the question? Have they answered everything else but this question, and therefore am I touching on a topic that they don't feel comfortable with? And so you then also look at the ways you ask questions. And it could drift, they could get bored with you. So it might be impatience, it could be boredom. So there's something usually that you would probably be causing, and you always look at yourself. So for me, when clients say, even colleagues, they might turn around and say there's certain animals they can't connect with. I've never not connected with an animal. Never not. And I do think it's my background, that you know how to ask the question. You've got to know how to phrase it, and you've got to know how to make somebody feel comfortable. If they're not comfortable, they're not going to talk to you. If they don't trust you, they won't. If they don't know who you are, they won't. So you're looking at the way you're asking the question, and then furthermore, like I said, you're seeing, you might need to even apologize and say, I'm sorry that I drifted there, or I'm sorry I took longer to write this than I initially thought. Bear with me, or I'm learning this, can you help me out? There'll be times to think of all these eventualities. Now, if you're taking longer than maybe 10 minutes, take time out to look at what you're doing, or the situation. You might be too deep and too involved to really see what's going on at that point. I kind of went that direction. And it's funny because I was at Bitterroot Ranch last year, and I teach 2 classes there. One's healing horses, and it's the Reiki, and then one's animal communication, a week of animal communication. And I was teaching in June, and I'd had a rough day, challenging day, a very unpredictable week there. And that evening I decided to go up to the plateau. They have a plateau where 100, 200 horses are up there. And you just walk up there. And it's where you get cell phone reception as well, actually. And there's no cell phone reception anywhere on the ranch. But 2 things. So I thought, you know, I'm going to go up there. And one, I'm going to become invisible, meaning when my students had all gone up to look at the horses. And I thought, I really don't want to mix tonight. I just want to be by myself. So I walked up, and I was able to walk past them when they were all walking this way and they never saw me. So I was really excited about the fact that I managed to draw in my energy, become invisible, and nobody had registered me. So that was kind of cool. Well, it was getting dark. It was 9 o'clock. And as it got completely dark, I thought, maybe I shouldn't be in here with the horse, because if somebody spooks, who knows? And I know they have night vision, but I didn't feel entirely comfortable. So I came out of that pasture, sat on a rock, called Vin. And as I'm on the phone, I'm feeling uneasy. And I know there's wolves up there, and I know there's coyotes up there. And I'm thinking, if somebody starts coming in now, it doesn't feel so good. And I also am aware that they lure. And if you go the other way, that's where the family is, etc. So I'd known all of this. And I'm on the phone to Vin and saying, not feeling too comfortable now, it's dark. And as I'm saying that, I'm seeing this rock move. Oh, shit. And I'm literally going, Vin, there's a rock moving. And you know exactly that this isn't a rock, but it's round. I'm going, I don't believe this. And as I get up, he turns in and looks. My choice word was the F word. So as I'm yelling, he's screaming, "Eee!" He's running one way and I'm running the other, and it's a black bear, because it's bears that squeal. So at this point, I made up the word with every second word. So I had effing this and effing that and effing way home. You know, it's so imaginative. It was wonderful. It was amazing. I thought I should have written a book on it, on this, the F word. Yeah, it's amazing. So the magic of it, because there's nowhere to go. This was a ravine, and he'd ran that one. I thought Mum might be there, and back, who knows, and down is where I had to go. But cell phone reception stayed all the way to my cabin. Unheard of. It's like Divine was there. Vin talked me off the mountain. He's going, Anna, say loud things. And you know how, well, you might know how it is. Suddenly you don't know what to say. So I'm going, what the hell should I say? And he's going, just speak. I don't know what to say. So suddenly it's his fault of just talk me down the mountain. So I get there and I walk through the door and the cell phone reception goes. Miracle, right? Next morning for breakfast, everybody's heard the story. It's so funny. So I get there and everybody's there, and my students, bless their hearts, go, well, didn't you talk to him? And I just went, what? I said, it wasn't the first thing on my mind to go, good evening. Would you mind going the other way?
Calm yourself now.
And, it was hilarious. And then one of them goes, that poor bear probably ran home going, I met this heathen on the mountain.
She was crazy. She had the worst mouth.
Yeah. I went, really, is this all you guys can say? There's me thinking, how long does it take to die when a bear has you? And will they find me or will they find my cell phone? These are things I think. But, so I must admit, my bear encounter, I didn't think of talking to them at that point. It wasn't the first thing that went, wow, it's great to see you. I was so worried. I'm sure if you were in a little house and you could see them on the outside, it'd be a great, great experience. But I have found that that hasn't happened when my adrenaline comes up, that I've done that. So hopefully that answers the other.
Survival instinct.
Yeah, it really was. Survival instinct, standing in one place with roots growing and not being able to move. But so the untouched I haven't spoken to like that. The elk had a great experience. We lived in Idaho Springs and my parents were visiting. And if you know the area, Evergreen's where all the elk are, and you can drive around, you'll see elk in the town. It's fantastic. And I thought I'd show them elk because they'd never seen it. And we drove around for the day and no elk. And you can call them in, like you can call dolphins in. So I'd spent a little bit of time meditating, which was probably a big way of saying I sat down and thought about them and said it would be wonderful if you'd visit and I'd love to show my parents some elk. Well, that night at midnight we got woken up and the elk were by the bedroom window. Whole herd of them. Never seen them before, never seen them since. Woke my parents up. And they got to see, in the, I don't know the names of them, that the main honcho, just like the main stud, was watching over his family. Family were grazing in the snow. It was big moon, we could see the whole thing.
Oh my.
And the elk, never seen it like them since, you know, never been to the house since. So is that communication? I'm guessing that you can call them in like you can dolphins, whales, and you can just ask them to show themselves. And they generally will. And that's wonderful. And then if you wanted to mix amongst them, you can let them know, you know, I mean no harm and I'm not coming here to hurt you and I'd love to be able to sit with you. And I did that in England. We watched some white deer not long ago and went in, used body language, so went in very passive, eyes down, shoulders at an angle, and just sat with them. And in a way are allowed to feel their energy and be part of it, and that can be kind of nice.